guys and gals, Never here from Drake Wayne Gaming. It's Sunday Mountain Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you with a new build of Cienie. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Alright, I think it was stay still. No, check out the noise. I think check out the noise caused me to die, so stay still. What the fuck was that? I look back at Mrs. Novak. She's still there and still unconscious. Marcus, where are you? Even though I hear the sound of footsteps somewhere nearby, I don't think any part of my body wants to go and check out what it is. Not only that, but my head is still pounding like hell. The sound of police sirens comes from somewhere in the distance. Finally. Mrs. Novak is still breathing, at least. Marcus, I hear the cops. Yeah, I'm here with David now. I'm coming for you. All right. I sit down next to Mrs. Novak and hold my phone tight, lighting the area. I can't believe that fucker would just leave his mother like this. But I don't really know the full picture, and I probably won't until she wakes up. Tom, you there? Yeah. I'm on your track. You want me to yell? No, I'm almost there. Eventually I hear multiple voices calling out to us. It must be the police because most of the area begins to be lit up with flashlights. Tom? We're here! God. Don't worry, we'll get her to safety. There you go. Oh. Enter. So, how can I help, Chief? I closed the door behind me. Agata's office is well organized, a far cry from mine. It's been a while since my last visit. Maybe it'll go better this time. Have a seat, Waldner. She scrutinizes my every step as I approach to sit in the guest chair. I want you to tell me what happened there. A woman was assaulted. Waldner? I know you've been investigating Mrs. Novak's son. That's not really a secret now, is it? Don't you start. I don't understand what you're angry about. I'm angry because you didn't notify the police when you spotted Camille. All this could have been prevented. What would you have done then? Arrest him? He is missing, but he's not a criminal. He wasn't then. Yes, that's true. But you should have gotten the hint that something was off the moment he came to Tom's house. Damn, Igor told her. I thought I could trust him with this. Why did he tell her? You're playing with fire. Can't say I'm not disappointed that Igor didn't talk to me first. I asked him to keep the information to himself. I'll have to talk with him later. We've already got 5 people missing, and now this Camille lashing out and trying to kill his mother? You've got proof it was him? We have fingerprints that match his at the scene, and camera footage of him and his mother walking together. You work fast. Where did you get a record of his fingerprints in the first place? From when he was involved in a previous misdemeanor. Ah, I remember now. His mother mentioned it. Second now, water time. Alright, guys and gals, and we are back. Okay. He was apprehended by the cops after beating up his neighbor who insulted her. Still, is that really proof that he attacked her? What more proof do you need? Anything that concretely proves it was actually him. Waldner, that's all we have to go off. I'm treating him as a suspect till I have reason not to. What did you learn during your own investigation? Before we go that far, I think it's only fair that we have a proper exchange of information. I help you, you help me. It's not the only case I'm working on right now. You're making it very tempting to throw my chair at you. Understandable. I need everything you have on the 4 missing students. Waldner? Chief rubs her temples, pressing them hard until her forehead wrinkles. Fine, I agree. We'll discuss that later. So, Mrs. Novak came to you to find Camille. What happened next? Well, the case went cold at first, as with the other disappearances. I began to think he was next in the series. I asked around town, no results there, until I went to that gas station at the edge of town. I know the one. Carry on. The owner said that Camille comes there once a week to buy some basic items, then he lingers around the area before leaving. Why would he do that? Meeting someone, perhaps? That's what I originally thought. I wanted to approach and talk to Camille during one of his visits there. But you didn't? No. Why? I was on my way back from the meeting with a previous client that day. Tom was frustrated with the missing persons case. Agata gives me a long, tense look. She knows very well why Tom would be frustrated. So Tomas decided to get himself involved. He followed Camille, saw him stopping by a few houses. I reach into my jacket pocket and hand her the note with the addresses written down, as well as the pictures Tom took. We don't really know why those places were important to Camille, but I'm planning to check them out. I think I'm going to avoid sharing more. What Camille said to Tom during his nighttime visit feels important. The them part especially.
That's troubling. Still, you should have come to me.
You know why I didn't, Chief. She pulls out a cigarette and lights it, then waves the pack at me. I grab one, nodding gratefully, and she lights it for me as well. The cigarette ember glows bright in the office as I inhale deeply.
Camille attacked his mother in the woods. That's all we have right now. I was hoping you could suggest why.
Don't you think that it's too convenient to lay it at his feet?
Then tell me, Detective, what am I missing?
Given everything we know so far, it definitely appears that Camille was the attacker. How he approached Tom and how he was acting previously doesn't exactly paint a picture of a stable man. What worries me is that clearly not being in the right headspace and with his mother in the hospital, he might do something reckless. I think Camille is deeply disturbed by something.
What do you mean?
This afternoon, I got a phone call from Mrs. Novak saying that Camille was back home and that it was all thanks to Tom. All Tom did last night was ask Camille why he was there in the first place.
And then Camille went back, lured his mother out, and attacked her.
I'm unsure of that, but I can't deny it's a possibility.
An old woman wouldn't go into the woods alone at night.
She wouldn't, unless she had a reason to.
Like her son asking her to go for a walk.
I think it was more than just a walk. Why would Camille lure her that deep into the woods?
To kill her, of course.
Why?
That's what I'm trying to establish.
I doubt that's the case. Not that I have proof, only a hunch. Maybe not. With your permission, I'd also like to investigate Mrs. Novak's house.
My men are already handling that.
But I don't have high hopes. To my surprise, she ignored my comment.
You're clearly not convinced, Waldner. So, what? You think he's being framed?
When I was on the phone with Tom after he found her, Tom mentioned someone prowling around them.
That would be him trying to finish the job.
I don't know who it was, though I do agree that they could have stayed around to finish the job. Tom finding Mrs. Novak might have dissuaded them from any further action.
So your theory is that it wasn't Camille. In that case, who would have attacked them? And most importantly, where's Camille now?
I've no clue. Not yet.
That's not enough. We're gonna issue an arrest warrant for Camille.
Chief, I don't think...
If you find anything that proves his innocence, then we can talk about it.
Or if his mother clears him of the charges. She nods to herself, taking another puff of her cigarette.
You know what to do. Investigate the houses and keep me informed. Igor and Boris will stand by as backup. If you find anything, report it back to them.
I work better without cops breathing down my neck.
And I have a problem with Tamaz working for you.
Meaning?
You know well what I can do. You could lose your license for this.
Tom wanted to help. He's only supposed to help out of the office.
You need to rein him in. We know what Camille is capable of.
As much as I'd like Tom to play it safer, deep down I know that he won't. He tends to find trouble a lot. I understand that.
Even when he's working with you, he still goes off on his own.
I already told him to take a break. If I keep insisting, he might feel like I'm snubbing him off the case.
Which is something you should do.
I'm not gonna do that.
Then help him get a fucking license, Waldner, if you think he has skills for this to pay off.
I've been planning to.
Good. Now you better not make me regret letting you off the hook.
I stay quiet, letting her anger simmer down before the conversation continues.
Were you able to find any more leads on the missing students?
What about the hitchhiker from 3 years ago? You don't care about that?
We didn't find any evidence of a crime around this case, so we didn't intervene further.
Well, that's convenient. Anyway, not gonna tell me to stay out of it?
Just like your protege, I doubt you'd listen.
Touché. Well, now that I'm helping you with Camille's case, I need you to give me access to Clomino.
That's a big ask.
I'm sure you can do it. The more helpful she thinks I am, the more helpful she'll be. I could share something. Ewa's disappearance was related to the other 4, that's what I'm sure of. I think she found something and someone didn't like what she found.
Why wouldn't she share it with you? You work together. You think she's dead?
I pause, taken aback by the question. Deep down, I want to believe that she's still out there. Sadly, it's been months without any promising sign, to a point that it's getting harder and harder to believe. There's more than anything to think about, as much as I'd like it to be otherwise.
Did she leave any files or memos that would indicate what she might have found?
Well, if she did, your men would have found it by then. Alas, all of her belongings were then found missing, if you can excuse the oxymoron.
We're still investigating this accident.
So I keep hearing. Another tense look exchanged as the chief stares at me, silent. That's one of the biggest fuck-ups under her supervision. She's even blinded to the fact that someone in her department might have been involved. I don't think her documents simply disappeared. Did someone take them? One of my fears is that it could be an inside job. Or maybe they were just careless and misplaced them. I've no idea which is worse at this point.
Anything aside from those documents, then?
I tapped the end of my cigarette against the ashtray, snuffing it out into wisps of smoke. I think I'll keep the rest to myself for now.
I can make your life more difficult, Waldner.
Difficult? I'm sure you could, but I'll have to decline the offer. I told you that I'm going to work with you. If our partnership goes well, I'll consider telling you more. Agata huffs audibly and stands up, clutching her waist.
You can leave now.
Very well. I give her a two-finger salute as she flicks her wrists off at me in a shooing motion.
Pierdolsi, Waldner.
Well, that went swimmingly. We had such nice banter, too. I know the chief can't touch me and needs me to solve her case. Though I should still try and be careful with how to approach her. As I walk down the hallway, I see Tom talking to Igor while David sits on one of the chairs. Hey, sorry for making you guys wait.
You didn't. We just finished.
Indeed, we've learned everything we could here. Now, we just need to wait for Mrs. Novak to recover for questioning, and... He trails off, noticing the disappointed look in my eyes. His gaze is reluctant to meet mine, even as he whispers his apology. Sorry, Marcus, I had to tell the chief. Igor and I have been through a lot together. We've practically known each other since I first came from Austria. A long 12 years since then. Iwa introduced him to me as her police informant. He was always helpful to any case we had going. Alright, y'all, I'm actually gonna head out. I am tired. Alright, thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!